Hi everyone, my name is Akriti Pandey and I'm the associate with IDEA STEM. Today I'm here grateful to be talking about a topic that's close to my heart, building inclusive teams and leadership that gives voice to everyone in their team. Have you ever been punished for something no one taught you? Not because you didn't care or didn't try, but because the rules were unspoken, the support invisible, and the people in charge just assumed you'd figure it out. That's what's happened to me. When I submitted my first major university essay, I missed the deadline by just 15 minutes. Not because I didn't work hard. I had stayed up for nights, juggling part-time work, a long commute, and a sudden shift at home. My parents had just moved back to India, leaving me, an immigrant student, in charge of caring for a teenage sister. No one had taught me how to navigate academic systems in Canada. I hadn't grown up with the language of thesis statements, citation formats, or office hours. I didn't have a mentor or a study group. I was navigating a system where asking for help felt like exposing a weakness. I did everything I could, but it wasn't enough. When the reviewer saw my late submission, they didn't see any of that. They just saw a timestamp and a name they wouldn't remember. That moment taught me something I would carry with every team I work with. Inclusion isn't just about diverse voices at the table. It's about who gets seen, who gets supported, who gets believed. It's about realizing and recognizing that not everyone starts from the same place. And leadership isn't about rewarding those who can just figure it out, but creating conditions where people don't have to struggle in silence just to survive. We often think of inclusion as a checklist. Hire diversely, invite everyone to the table, write a land acknowledgement, add pronouns to the email signature. But inclusion is not optics, and it's not charity. Inclusion is about building teams where people don't have to burn out just to belong. Traditional leadership measures performance. Inclusive leadership understands context. Traditional teams say, show me results. Inclusive teams ask, what did it take for you to show up today? Because here's the truth. Many people are working twice as hard to achieve half as much. Not because they're less capable, but because they're carrying things the system refuses to see. Care responsibilities, immigration paperwork, health conditions, cultural disorientation, quiet trauma from teams that have harmed them before. They're not just doing the job, they're also translating, overcompensating, masking, and recovering constantly. And when leadership doesn't acknowledge that invisible labor, it mistakes exhaustion for underperformance. We love to say everyone gets the same resources, as if that's fairness. But equal isn't always equitable. If you had the same shoe size, handed the same shoe size to everyone, some would walk comfortably, some would limp, but some wouldn't be able to move at all. The same happens in our teams. We design systems for the average person and then quietly blame those who don't fit the mold. So what does inclusive leadership look like? It looks like asking, not assuming. It looks like flexibility that doesn't have to be earned through over-explaining. It looks like rebuilding systems, not just inviting people to the ones that were never designed for them. It means creating a culture where it's safe to say, I'm overwhelmed. It means when someone notices when you have gone quiet, where effort is seen, even when the outcomes fall short. Because sometimes the most inclusive thing a leader can say is, can you tell me what you're carrying? What don't I know about what you're carrying? And actually mean it. On a truly inclusive team, it's not weird to ask for deadline extension. People aren't punished for needing time to process. Success isn't measured by who speaks the most or who replies to the emails the fastest. And when a barrier appears, the question isn't, why didn't you tell us sooner? It's, how do we make sure that this doesn't happen again? We have convinced ourselves that the solution is giving underrepresented people a seat at the table. But what if the table is in a room that they can't enter without risk? A table where the conversation is in a language they can't speak, where decisions have already been made before they even sat down. True inclusion isn't an invitation, it's co-design. It's not, here's our agenda, what do you think? It's what should be the agenda in the first place. Back when I missed that deadline, I didn't need special treatment. I needed someone to ask me what was going on, to say, let's figure this out together. To see me not as a student who failed, but as a human being trying to succeed in a system that gave me no roadmap. We don't build inclusive teams by being nice. We build them by being attentive, by recognizing that every person you work with is just more than their output, their context, effort, history, and unseen resilience. Inclusion is not about who's at the table. It's about who's safe enough to speak and supported enough to stay. So here's the challenge I leave you with. Before you measure someone's performance, ask yourself, what did it take for them to show up today? Because until we value that answer, inclusion will always be a word we say, but never a world we build. Thank you.